special meeting of Fayette County Commissioners to order. I believe we'll begin with the pledge. If everybody stand and join us.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We're here today for one purpose and one purpose only, and that is to make a decision on the extension or the dissolve of the syringe exchange program, needle exchange program. We have had a lot of information thrown at us, and we appreciate everyone that has given us information and has helped us in this decision. Does anyone have any debate or discussion or questions or?
Would anybody like to say anything? Now's your chance.
Obviously, we feel very passionate about it. I know that at times it appears like there's not been a lot of statistics or data here to say things are moving, but we know across the nation that it does work, even if it does take time. And I think there's been I think it's in a better position now than it's ever been to be done well and have a lot of well-informed people to be involved in the policies and procedures and just even a better community approach to it than ever before.
I think I have something to say. As someone in recovery, I think that we're not asking that it be reopened today or even next month. We're asking for a time to let all of the players come together to restructure the program. The harms reduction program is so much more than just a needle exchange. I think that like we hand out contraceptives, we're able to do so much more in the name itself, harms reduction. We're trying to reduce the spread of infections throughout our community, within the using community as well. The point of contact that we can be for those people that are in active addiction. I know not everyone agrees with giving someone Narcan, but speaking from my own side of things, as someone that has overdosed twice and now here I am almost 6 years later in recovery, those things work. And as long as someone has breath in their body, it's that opportunity to help them find another pathway. So for me, I wouldn't have always agreed with the harms reduction program. At one point, I would have said early on in my recovery that it was an enabling situation. Now I'm almost 6 years in recovery, and I can't tell you how many people that I've got to talk with in the exchange. And no, not all of those are in recovery. Not all of them are living, but there's many of them that are still out there. There's many that are in recovery of some form. There's many that have gone on to treatment. So it's not just about handing someone needles, it's building a relationship with them. It's referring them to peer support services. It's getting them connected with treatment, medication-assisted treatment, and yeah, sometimes it's about giving them a dose of Narcan so that they can save their friend, because we know most of the time when someone's found overdosed, they're alone, and we know most people use together. So if someone was to administer a dose of Narcan to my child and call 911, I'd be thankful for that. And it doesn't cost the county anything. So we're not asking for the county to fund this. We're just asking for a chance to make it better. That's all.
I have one more thing to say. It's not even my words, and I'm not even going to quote the person, but they said this is a public health issue, and it's the people in public health stand by it 100%. And they said, I said something about this, do you have an opinion about it? And they said, my opinion doesn't matter, I do this for a living. This is a public health issue, this is what the experts say. And I thought, wow, that was a powerful statement, because I also I've kind of been on both sides of this. This is a hard topic, I get it. But the experts have said that this is something that is vital.
Anything else? Anything from us?
Well, as you know, I wasn't able to attend the joint session, but I have been able to view the recorded version of it, and I heard the information that was provided to
I was hoping you'd have the
you guys
opportunity to be able to see
the other
it.
night. It's obvious that this program has wide support in the community of health providers, and they feel like the statistics speak for themselves. And I do notice that some of the earlier fears that we had, some of the logistical problems that we thought about in the transition from Fayette Regional to Reed, are beginning to take care of themselves in various ways. I know not every detail is worked out, so it sounds like you just need a little bit of time to get everything nailed down. If I don't want to end a program that is working, and when people in the health provider network gives testimony and statistics that support that, I find it hard to believe, hard to disagree with it. So, from what I read and what I hear, I think the way things seem to be coming together, this program can continue and probably should continue at least for another term, and see if the landscape of this problem changes locally.
I just have a few comments, if I can keep straight. I did something the other night that I swore that I wouldn't do as an elected official, and I joined in a conversation on social media on this issue. And I guess the comment was made by the gentleman that made the initial comments on Facebook, that the decision is much easier than it is being made out to be. And I've thought about that, and because I've had a hard time with it. I spent 23 years with EMS. And I saw the other side of it. I've had 2 sons with drug addiction problems. I lost one of those. So I've been directly involved in all of it. And I got to thinking about what his statement, that we were making more out of it than the decision was much easier than we were making it out to be. And I thought, you know what, he's right. He is right. We're making more out of it. And I got to thinking about my trips to New York, and I've made several trips to New York City and visited, done some work in a lot of the projects and deep into the city over the last several years. And I talked to residents in New York City that didn't have the slightest idea what a cornfield looked like. They didn't have any idea that there was life outside their borough. And then when I got to thinking about this, there are people out there that have no idea that there's a better life for them. Not at all. And if we can offer a program that shows them the opportunities that there is a better life for them, I want that program. Now, is this the best program in the world? I don't think it is. I really disagree with enabling them to continue their habit. However, if we have a structured program that offers them the light, a different light at the end of the tunnel, and that if they come in, you know, we're told that if you're told something or showed something 3 times, it'll stick with you. But you have to be told at least 3 times in the learning process. If they make 3 visits to the needle exchange headquarters to pick up needles, and they're told 3 different times, here, we've got this avenue, we've got this help for you, we've got this. Eventually, maybe we can direct them that way. Maybe they're ready to go that way. I had a gentleman call me last night. I had 1 phone call over this issue. 1 phone call. And he said, Gary, out of 100 visitors to this program, if we save 1, if we turn their life around, if we help them see that there is a different life, a better life for them, then it all pays for itself. So, Jabin Collins, I agree with you. We are making more out of this decision. It's an easy decision when I look at it from that standpoint. However, I just want to make sure that we're not standing on the corner passing out needles. I want the structure with it, and I want the opportunity for them people to see that there is cornfields outside the city, so to speak. That's how I come up with I think, the way I'm going to vote.
Well, I think if these girls want to give it a try, we will too. I'll move to accept the responsibility of taking on the needle program.
Do we want to extend it for just a year? Do we want to do the 2-year extension?
What do you think, Bruce?
I think it'll take 2, because I think it'll take
2.
a while to get started.
Make it 2.
Okay. I'll second the motion to reauthorize the needle exchange program for a period of 2 years.
It's motion made and seconded that we continue the allowing of the needle exchange program for a period of 2 years, which is lawful by the state of Indiana. Is there any other discussion? The only thing that I'd like to add is I'd like for us to continue the suspension of the program until we can get a solid business plan put together. I listened to some of the stats that people were requesting and whatnot, and I think there's some good ideas. I think whoever's going to work on this business plan needs to invite law enforcement to the table and get their opinion of, okay, what do we need to keep track of, what, and so on and so forth. So I would encourage you to invite the law enforcement folks, because to be quite honest with you, they are the ones they're the big opposition right now. And there are others, but for the most part, it's those in the general public that don't have an education of what goes on with recovery and the needs to get those folks directed in the right direction. So that's all I'd add to it. Is there any other questions or discussion
Well,
to the motion?
as long as the state legislature fails to clean up the conflicting language in the statutes that allow these programs, and at the same time
Arrest
forbid the use of or the possession of syringes, that debate is going to continue.
Continue. Yeah.
Law enforcement is going to say it's against the law, which the statute says. Another statute says the program is illegally sanctioned program sanctioned by the state of Indiana. So the law is conflicting. There's nothing we can do about that. So they'll have to settle that argument. But, you know, it's a public health related, basically a public health related program to stop or at least slow down the spread of hepatitis and HIV, which is conditions that are synonymous with intravenous drug use. So that's the purpose for the thing. I'm going to leave it right there. It's a public health issue. That's all. Excuse me. That's all I need to say about it.
Any other questions or all in favor?
Aye.
3 ayes. I don't know how, I don't know, I'm assuming we can notify Erica?
Yeah, I have to send her official notice.
Okay, and you can do that. If you ladies want to continue working this plan and putting it together and structuring it, I have heard that there's some concerns that we'd like to see some policies change a little bit as far as what we've been doing. I've heard a lot of comments on the street that we want to see a true one-to-one exchange and not, well, here's your initial package, and so on and so forth. So, you know, maybe there are some things from your side that could help the PR as well with this. So.
One of the ladies at the table on Tuesday, what she does is help set these up throughout a
Mhm.
region. And she has, and it can look very different from one region to the next. And so she brings that experience. And she also brings those policies and procedures to the table for us to ultimately choose how we want to do it. And like she said, it's as broad as it being actually a place where you can come get clothes for a job interview, to a strict, this is all we do here. And so I think.
Well, would it be asking too much if those policies and procedures and the plan, if you could bring them to us so that we can
Absolutely, yeah.
basically
Absolutely.
unsuspend it, so to speak? Because I think officially, we'll still have to.
Yeah, we'll get you that. Yeah, I would even say that you could be.
Well, I think we have to contract, don't we? Don't we have to
Yes,
sign?
we have to
We have to have a contract in place,
Contractor with the original.
like we did with.
And I feel like in just a short amount of time, like in a very short amount of time, those memorandums of understandings can come together. Because it sounds like from what, has been confirmed that Reed would help staff it. It can be housed at Meridian. With the support of the people we know, setting up the structure.
Okay. All right. Great.
I'll send you that.
With that in mind, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
I'll move to adjourn.
I'll second.
Motion made and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
3 ayes.